talking about the new dynamic duo in the Houston area, known as Dwight Howard and James Harden. They both spoke about their expectations for the Rockets this season. Take a listen.
It's me and Dwight team. You know, we both have different leadership roles. We both, are veterans, and we both been to the finals, so we know what it takes.
Well, it's on us. We want to win. It starts and finishes with me and him. We have to hold each other accountable. We also have to hold the rest of the team accountable. But at the end of the day, it's on me and him to make sure that we keep everybody in line and we do what we're supposed to do.
Teamwork. It's the beard, it's Dwight Howard or D12, whatever you want to call him. Stephen A., what should we expect from the Rockets?
We should expect a 4th or 5th place finish within the Western Conference. I do not believe the Houston Rockets are better. I'm sorry, let me elevate them because without Russell Westbrook, they would be 3-4. They would be 3-4. That could change it. But they're not going to be better than the San Antonio Spurs. They're not going to be better than the Los Angeles Clippers. I don't care what anybody says. Doc Rivers will have the Los Angeles Clippers as one of the top 2 teams, if not a third, in the Western Conference. It will be a healthy Russell Westbrook would have it. San Antonio, Oklahoma City, and the Clippers, not necessarily in that order, with Golden State and Houston battling for a 4th and 5th slot.
No Memphis.
Memphis is after them. Okay. Memphis will be in the picture, but they'll be after them. I'm not going to Andrew Bogut can't be bogus. He's entering the final year of his deal. I think that Andrew Bogut would play better. I think the acquisition of Andre Iguodala, along with those sharpshooters, if Stephen Curry's ankles stay healthy, I think him with Thompson, I don't think there's any question that they'll be legit with Harrison Barnes. I think he will emerge as a stud this year. Can't ignore Golden State, okay?
No Jared Jack, though.
I know that, but I look at Houston, and I got to tell you, listen, I expect big things from Dwight Howard. He's got to live up to it. I think James Harden is on the verge of superstardom. I think he's a stud. I like Patrick Beverley's game. I think Jeremy Lin will be even better this year. I believe in Kevin McHale as a coach. But I look at the Houston Rockets and I just say to myself, that still doesn't make you better than the teams that I mentioned. I look at the weapons the Clippers have, and I look at Doc Rivers going out there, and you get a guy like J.J. Redick, along with Jared Dudley and these boys. You've got shooters now for Chris Paul to kick it to.
Agree.
I believe you'll have a motivational impact on Blake Griffin, who I believe is a superstar talent. He hasn't been a superstar, but I think he has that athleticism and that ability with a Doc Rivers to really elevate himself to another level. I mean, DeAndre Jordan, can you get any worse than 38% shooting from the free throw line? There's only a way up to go. I look at those teams and I look at them before Houston. So for me, my expectations for Houston is getting to the second round of the Western Conference playoffs and then going home. If you get to the conference finals, that is successful. Obviously, if you get to the finals, it's success. You win a world championship, it's a miracle. But to me, in terms of their skills, I look at the Houston Rockets and I see a team that gets to the semifinals of the Western Conference. I think they're a year or 2 away, personally.
Okay. But you know what? What's fair to expect from the Rockets this year is that they would win the West. I mean, if you're telling me he is the best big man in pro basketball and you've added him to that collection of talent they have in Houston, I love that team. I don't love Dwight Howard, but you know how much I love Harden. Now my emotions are mixed on this one because I love this player, but I don't love this one. But here's the point, and here's the reason I'm with you. I would rank them 4th right now. I still think Oklahoma City will ultimately, once Westbrook gets moderately healthy, I think they'll be a little better than Houston. I think they'll go a little farther in the postseason. So I got San Antonio, Clippers, Oklahoma City, not especially in that order. But here's the point, and I think you agree with this. Even though I think that Dwight Howard shrank from the pressure in La La Land, Laker Nation pressure, Kobe pressure, even though I think he fled that pressure to Houston, I think he's in for a rude awakening about how the pressure is going to be pretty close to Laker kind of pressure this year in Houston, just because he was such an acclaimed acquisition for a franchise that has had a great history of big men. So all of a sudden, I think he's just now realizing, wait a second, These people expect just almost as much as those Laker people expected. And I think that's going to be hard on Dwight. The one advantage he has is his leader now loves him, while Kobe tough loved him. You know, Kobe just wanted to raise his level to reach his potential. And he did it by any means possible. And he did it with some tough talk, face to face. I don't think James Harden will do that to Dwight. And I think it'll make him a little more comfortable. But I think it's going to take them a while to blend their games together. I think
well, you can talk about blending the games, and I understand it's the game of basketball. So you really only need like 3 quality players. You know, you could have 3 quality players and supplementary parts around them to win a chip. But I don't believe in today's game, unless suddenly Dwight Howard starts hitting 80% of his free throws. Okay? I think that his post game will get better. With Akeem Olajuwon and Kevin McHale around him, I think his post game will get better. Do I think that he will be that big time free throw shooter? No, I do not. And I look at their game and I say, all right, Houston they shoot from the perimeter pretty well. We know what Harden could do. Jeremy Lin occasionally can hit open shots. He's sporadic, but he's capable. Chandler Parsons is obviously legit. They've got some weapons, but are they weapons that really compare with some of the elite experienced playoff teams? I don't think so. Does it compare to the Clippers inspired by Doc Rivers? It compares, but I still would give the Clippers the edge. And it certainly isn't enough to ward off Miami or somebody like that if they were lucky enough to get to the finals.
So how good is Dwight Howard? That's what I want to know.
Well, again, he's the best big man in the game, but sometimes that's by default.
Okay.
It's like, what do you have? It's not like Shaq and Alonzo and Ewing and Olajuwon and all of these boys are in the league.
Stephen
what do you have? An
Skip
injured Andrew Bynum?
What's a fair expectation? You said second round, but is that a fair expectation?
Yes, that's more than fair. But beyond that, no, I don't know. If you're watching basketball, I don't see any reason to definitively say Houston's going to the finals.
Okay.
I look at James Harden as a stud and a superstar in the making. I look at Dwight Howard as the best big man in the game of basketball. But I look at them and say collectively, 1-12, 1-9, 1-8. Do I look at a team and say, wow, these boys can really make that kind of noise? No. And oh, by the way, you playing Golden State, for example. What are you going to do against them? You're Dwight Howard. They ain't got anything to do with defending the 3.
Yep.
Steph Curry and Thompson and Harrison Barnes and those boys pulling up.
Yep.
You got to deal with Bogut, but the rest of those dudes can pull you 19-9 away from the basket. What are you going to do with them? They got shooters all over the place.
Looking at what they have, second round.
Lethal marksman.
All right, you say conference
I'm
finals.
not sure.
And I'm told and by the way, I've been told by some folks, look out for Steph Curry. He's been working on his game even more so all off season.
Bad boy.
This dude is about to take it to another level. He's already the best shooter in the game. I mean, this dude can shoot with his eyes closed. He turns around half the time before he even knows whether the ball went in because he knows it's going in. This dude is the best shooter in the game.
And a good kid,
let's not ignore Golden State.
Coming up.